Hey there, guys. Welcome to the Stocks with Josh show. Today hosted by Stock Up with Larry Jones. You want to say hi to the people, Larry?
What's up, good people?
Start off, guys, let's hit the like. If you are not part of this family, then subscribe and hit the notification bell. Anything I say is not a suggestion for you to buy, sell, or hold. Wow, the markets were a wild ride this morning. You know that it's real when you go to bed thinking about the markets and you wake up thinking about the markets. There was a lot of people, had a lot of money at play, and we really couldn't guess which direction this interest rate was going to hit, but it came in as expected. Across the board, all of the numbers were as expected. And this was a massive move down from previous markets. We had a 2% expectation move 3 months back, which went to a 4% expectation move. This was the biggest expectation move with a 6-point drop, and it's declined. The Fed's rate hikes are working. I'm going to run you through some important stocks. Whether you own these companies or not, there's an opportunity for you to understand the broader market. I'm going to briefly touch on the charts for them, and then I'm going to take you into crypto. There is some I consider funny and interesting things going on right now in crypto. We're going to break two breaking news stories there. But Larry, you want to start off anything with your reaction to the news this morning?
Actually, if you look at it, it's gone green again. The market takes time to digest the news that it just heard. And we've had this same reaction every CPI, Josh. I go live. Every CPI, I go live. And it's the same thing. The indices, the Dow, S&P, NASDAQ, generally high, green before the announcement, right? And then after the announcement, it just goes from green to red, from green to red, from green to red. And the truth be told, we don't know where the market is going to end until closing bell. And then reality hits the next morning.
Yeah, there is the potential of an 8% move up today or down based on the options. I think that we are likely going to test the top of the range. I said at the beginning of this month that January was going to be choppy. It was not going to be the capitulation month. I believe that that still is ahead of us. If the markets sell off going into the end of this week, it's because they already priced this good news in, and now they're taking profits.
You have to look at that.
Wow, the market's moving up big time. Okay, hey, let's jump into some charts. I'm just going to quickly jump everybody into the SPX. Can you take me into that chart, Larry? Okay, guys, I only want to point this one thing out to you, that we have been working against this long line of resistance. You can see this is the S&P 500, and we have hit it numerous times. This last time was the fourth time. We made an attempt to break above it. That gave us a double top. We got a rejection, a confirmed double top rejection, and it looks now like we're going to push up and we're going to touch it one last time. I want to point out that we did this move very similarly in the past. Getting these hook patterns like we've gotten, that doesn't mean that the bull run is back on. We have this massive line of resistance that we're going to come up against. It's the 4,000 range here, and after that, that's going to test. More than likely, we're going to see some sell side pressure. I'm going to take us into the VIX. The VIX measures fear, and it also means that when the VIX is low, that you're not going to see capitulation because the fear is low. Right now, anything below 20 in the teens means that the VIX and the sell pressure has come off the markets. And so we have fallen below. We're at 19.77. Typically, when you get down into this low range of the teens, for many people, that's a signal to begin to go short, to buy puts. Because down here, when it gets into this low level of fear, that's when people are getting too happy, too bullish, irrational in their bullishness. And at that point, you can see that in the past, every time we've gotten down here in this teen level, we've had a massive increase in fear, which has led to the sell-offs. So we are not anywhere out of pressure right now. We're in this teen level. We've been vacillating here. But the next move could be a sell-off, but it could be coming later in February. And that brings us to an important topic. Larry, can we go back to the...
Yes, sir.
So the big question, at the end of this month, on the 29th, on Tuesday, we have the FOMC meeting. And then on Wednesday, February 1st, we're going to get his rate hike decision. He will have had this time to process the fact that inflation has dropped. It's the increase in inflation dropping has gone from 2 points to 4 points to 6 points. That's pretty good.
It's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. So some could argue that his interest rate hikes are working, that it's on track, and he could come out with a 50 basis point rate hike or a 25% rate hike. I think that that's going to be another turning point. If for some reason he decides that the environment is still warrants a higher interest rate and he gives the market a 50, I think that's going to send the markets reeling in the month of February. If he comes out with a 25, that would be, I imagine that as the time goes by, we're going to see that is going to be the market's expectation. They're going to say, hey, we got that 6%, we got that 6-point drop on the inflation, so why not give it a 25%? Larry, you have any opinion moving into this end of this month?
Yes, I do. I think he's going to go up 50 basis points.
Wow.
I think part of that is priced in. So far, I've been right on every single one. This will be a first if I'm not. I believe that the Fed has to show that he's strong, that he's brutal, that he's aggressive, he's hawkish. And I believe he's going to go 50 basis points February 1st. And then I believe he's going to go another 25 in March. That's what I see.
So you know what, on that, Larry, I'm a little bit wait and see based on some different potential theories you and I have discussed.
Yes, I'm wait and see, but that's what I think.
Yeah, and I would say that if we get that 25%, the markets will not capitulate, in my view, in the month of February. If we get that 50%, I think these markets may capitulate. So that's what I've got in my view. Yeah. Right now, the market, the pressure is off the market, right? And so we're going to see when the market falls or when your favorite stock falls or hits a line of resistance, all that's happened is it's hit the top of the range and people are profit taking because we're going to go retest the bottom of the range. For the move to be validated to the upside, it's not when it hits the upside that validates the move. It's when it comes back and has a higher low where the move is then validated.
Also, right now, the market CPI has shown that the Fed doesn't have to go 50 basis points.
I don't think he does.
He doesn't.
No.
So
if he did, then I think that would be him being out hawking the Hawks.
Exactly. So that's why my statement is so bold, because the data proves that he doesn't have to.
No.
We met every expectation.
Exactly.
And so I think that he is going to intentionally go 50 basis points as it stands right now. Let's wait and see. I hope it doesn't. I pray that I'm wrong, because the market is not going to like it. But I think that let's just say right now I feel like 75% of me just saying he's going to go 50 basis points and then 25 in March.
His goal is, in my view, it's 5% to 5.25%. And we're still pretty far off. So if even though it might not make sense in this moment, for the purpose of reaching his end goal, it would be better for him to do it now than to do a bunch of 25s.
Absolutely.
At least for his goals, not necessarily for the market.
Because if he has any chance of landing the ship or landing the plane without forcing us into a recession, he will, if he has any chance, I believe he's going to blow it February 1st.
You're taking me off script, but I love it.
Yeah.
Here's what I want to comment on this. So I have a brother-in-law who is a pilot for a major airline, and I've been flying for decades. And I said to him one day, I said, I don't know if pilots aren't that good anymore, because back when I was younger, these planes used to land softly. Yeah. They'd come in and go a little bounce, and then they would have a nice soft landing. And then most of the time people would applaud, say, well done, right? And I told him, I said, man, when I'm over here on Frontier or Spirit Airlines.
There you go.
Yeah.
Bam!
Yeah. You
like
hit
this.
the ground and you're thinking, I'm looking around thinking, something wrong, anything wrong? Because he comes in like we're late for a party. He hits the brakes, And we come to this really jolting stop,
Yeah.
right? And then we're going fast on the tarmac.
Right.
And then we slow down, and I said, man, these pilots, these young pilots aren't any good. And he said, no, they're great, Josh. He said, the reason why that's happening is the airlines know that that's uncomfortable, but they don't care because the window, they're trying to maximize their profits. There's no time for your peace of mind and for an easy ride. It's a rough ride because they got to get you down, get you over, get you out. Now, that's
Can
the
I
way.
add to that?
Yeah, go ahead.
For those of you that have flown and landed in Midway Airport, all right? So if you're O'Hare, you got plenty runway. If you're at Midway, short runway. So they have to bring that plane to almost a dead stop and leave plenty of run room, because you remember a few winters ago, the plane overshot and landed on a car. Remember that? In the wintertime. And so if you flying in Midway, they slam on brakes. And that's what the interest rate hikes are doing right now.
Yep, that's
the
what I was
Fed
thinking.
is slamming on brakes, and they don't care if your face is plastered into the seat in front of you.
And a lot of us are going to
As long as you don't fall into the cockpit, he don't care. He's slamming.
Larry, we're going to be in our stock portfolio going, is it all right? Everything okay?
Right.
Are we okay?
Right.
So, hey, let's get back to some stocks. I want to quickly go through. Let's jump into Disney real quick here. Guys, I called this this last week, and I told everybody that if we broke out of the $95 range, that we were going to go higher, that we were going to squeeze up. This was where we were at. I said if we break $95, we're going to squeeze up to $100, and that's what we hit today. So right here we got bullish, we broke out, and we've squeezed up to $100. But so I just want to point that out, that $100 is a barrier, and it's the next level would be to break through that. I don't think it's going to break through. I think it's going to vacillate. It depends on how good this board change news is that came out as news today. It is pretty much oversold. There is room for the upside, but they do have a wall at $100. So if you got into it at 95 and rode it up to 100, keep that in mind. I'm going to briefly touch on Apple. I did a video a while back saying that Apple had broke a historic line of support, which it did right here, okay? And I also said that if we broke beneath 125, then the markets were going to fall apart. We bounced at 125, and what are we doing today? We're back testing that area of that previous resistance line. And what happened when we got there? It sold off. So even though the markets are doing great today, everything is up, Apple's down. What, can we go back to the camera?
Absolutely. Yep.
I'm just going to ask the question, what did I say in that video about Apple being down when the market was up? If you take anything away from this video today, this is the message I want you to take.
You nailed it.
Apple is the it's the favorite stock of the market.
Yep.
And that's where the largest deposit of smart money and hedge funds are in.
Apple is Big Daddy.
Yeah. So I would tell you, you guys thought that the big news of the day was the inflation report coming out. I'm going to tell you that the biggest indicator of the day was Apple being down when the markets were hundreds of points up. And where did it go down? It went down on that same line of resistance that had previously been support. It got rejected. Now, you're saying, Josh, are you saying that we're done for, that Apple's just going to come back, break that 125, and lead us into the recession? Go ahead, sir.
Sorry, good people.
You know what? We're going to take it one day at a time, but I'm going to tell you that the narrative that I gave you that Apple is going to crash the market stands. And it's proven today that Apple's down when the rest of the market's up. What it needs to do, if we're going to go into a bullish mode, the most bullish thing that can happen is not going to be the Fed rate hike. It's not going to be the inline inflation. It's going to be Apple breaking above this support and pushing into the 140s and then back testing that and going up from there. That would get my attention. Until that happens, I'm remaining a little bit bearish. Larry, what are your thoughts?
So I just want to add that some of the most heavily weighted stock on the indices,
12% of the NASDAQ.
12% of the NASDAQ. So you got companies like Apple, Microsoft, all
Google.
of these, Google, and
Amazon.
Exactly. And now Tesla. And so these stock have performed well, really during 2021, during that bear market, Apple was like one of the last holdouts, right? That's the big daddy. But then Apple starts losing its strength, right?
Yep.
So all of the other stock were tanking, and Apple was, other stock fall 30%, Apple fall 3%, and then Apple fall another 5%, and then they will fall another 50%, Apple fall. And when Apple turns loose, oh my God, OMG, should I say, excuse me, OMG, and that's the big daddy. So remember, it's heavily weighted. So it's enough by itself to cause the market to go down or up. And so what do you think, what is that saying?
It's
as
saying
far
to
as
me,
the overall market?
For sure, it's saying to me that on green days, the smart money is taking profits and unwinding their position in Apple because ahead of us, the markets are going to go lower. We're not done with this move. I want to, Larry, jump in real quick to a couple stocks, and then I want to get to crypto because
you got to get
that's
to crypto.
On fire right now. I want to just briefly talk about Target. Let's go into the Target charts. You guys may know that I'm in a Target put. I'm not out of that Target put. I've not been kicked out. And Target is remaining in this area, and I would tell you that it's showing weakness. This green line is the 200-week moving average, which is pretty bullish. It's pretty bearish for a stock to be beneath the 200-week moving average. So I am doing fine in this. I did buy some more at 160. We're sitting at 158, and I am at the moment feeling good about my Target put. I am in First Solar. Even though the market was green this morning, I got in at 176 for a put, and I have not been kicked out of it. It came up and kissed my stop loss, but it did not kick me out.
I'm glad you said stop loss.
It kissed my stop loss. It did not kick me out, so I'm still in it. I was up about $80 per option yesterday, and right now I am more at a break even. If I get kicked out, I will look to buy again at about 180. But I think that this is going to pull back, and so I'm actually content with my First Solar option put. And yeah, Target, I think I covered that. Okay, now let's talk about crypto. So yeah, man, Bitcoin, crypto's been going on a heater. It's been going on a run, as our good friend Ron likes to say.
Yeah.
And we've come up to a historic line of resistance, that 18,000. So just like the SPX is up against a historic line of resistance, and for that it'll be the 4,000 mark. That's the S&P 500. Bitcoin is up against a historic line of resistance, which will be the 18,000. And even though we're playing around the 18,000, we haven't really broken out and away from it. So we have to watch it, and we want to see it keep that level. I think that Ethereum, I don't know where it hit today. Let me quickly check that. But we're looking at, we're looking at a resistance there of about 1,400.
You want me to bring it up?
No, it's okay. We're looking at a resistance there of 1,400. So I just want to take a step back. Bitcoin, and if we continue this run and if we remain bullish, Bitcoin could break out. If we broke out, closed above and remained above 18,000, then we could very possibly hit 20,000. A lot of people will think that they missed the boat. I'm going to tell you that we will retest the lows for sure. That right now, the low that it looks like we could retest that would be the lowest low is 16.5. So we're looking for it to come back to 16.5 and bounce there. But if we stay broken out above 18,000, then we're likely to go and push up to 20,000. But you haven't missed the train. Don't FOMO in. A lot of these are going to come back to you. But let's talk about two interesting things in crypto right now. The first one was that the partnerships that we're continuing to see and the adoption that we're continuing to see in crypto. Avalanche and Amazon have put together a partnership. The biggest companies in the world and the biggest banks in the world are getting positioned in crypto. And I have to ask this question, are you guys getting positioned, or are you missing the accumulation stage?
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Why Avalanche?
Avalanche, well, Avalanche is a layer one, and they have a 3 blockchain system, and these guys have the interoperability that would work well with Amazon's cloud computing service.
Y'all see how I set that up so y'all can get this info?
They're a better fit. And jokingly, this is not technical. I made the joke here before we filmed that, they both begin with an A,
Hey, it's
Amazon, Avalanche, let's get together.
Right.
But no, yeah, they're a good blockchain for this partnership. And that they were in, I did a video, 3 cryptos to help you get rich in the next bull run, as well as my top 10 cryptos. Avalanche has been in that. It's been accumulated the entire time. Hopefully you guys have participated. Mm-hmm. But we're going to just blow past that for a moment. Before I do, I'm just going to leave that section with this comment. The largest banks in the world, Fidelity, massively positioned. They've hired thousands of people. They have hired position during moving into a recession to specifically get geared up to provide customer service and to help people buy crypto.
During crypto winter.
BlackRock, Bank of America, they're all getting positioned. PayPal, yep. Square, they're all getting positioned. Now you see companies. Yep. You're going to see Apple. You're going to see Twitter with Elon. And you see Amazon. They're partnering. Guys, don't sleep on this. Don't let that FUD. I've been consistent through this entire journey. Mm-hmm. Don't let the FUD keep you from investing at the bottom, and yep. Don't cause the FOMO to cause you to start buying at the top.
That's true.
Now here's yes, go ahead. So what do you have to?
One, and don't worry about the central bank's digital dollar. I did a poll. Ask yourself,
that's a great point.
Would you buy crypto or would you buy a digital dollar where they can come and freeze your account and take all your money? They could say, no, you can't buy a house. No, you can't buy groceries. Literally, no. People are going to go to crypto. And I did a survey. And remember, last year I did a survey. It was actually 14 months ago. I'm going to do another one. 82%, I said, if you had to choose one, 82% said they would go with crypto.
I love this point in particular, yes. Because I want to use this moment to take a step back and really listen to what Larry said and make this point. They can't do anything without us, and they can't do anything without you.
Right.
It's not them, it's us.
Yep.
And if we buy and are diversified in these other projects and we support them, then that's what's going to keep them around.
That's true.
We're the power. We're the power of the people.
Hey, how much should they be investing in the crypto, in what time period, and what would you suggest crypto purchase versus equities or stocks?
Well, I agree with a point you made on your show, Larry, about the fact that there's 2 things to keep in mind when you're considering that question. I'm not going to give an exact percentage, but I'm going to tell you a good rule of thumb. It's obviously time in the market. Crypto is going to be way more volatile. I mean, it is an accepted standard that after the bull run, that cryptos will drop 90, 95, 99%. Do you think that anybody would buy Tesla and Apple if every 4 years that nobody could predict when, but approximately every 4 years they would drop almost 95%? No.
Great point.
You couldn't do it. And so if you're going to be into the crypto space, it's great to have some exposure. Go with the big boys like Bitcoin and Ethereum, a couple of the leading cryptos. But in general, there's nothing wrong with owning some crypto. But I view all crypto, as a trade. And if you're an investor and you're not a trader, then you might not want to touch it at all. But
what's interesting about crypto? Most people are looking back and looking at the highs and going, man, I was buying crypto when it was 55, 55K, but now they don't want to touch it.
Yep.
They don't want to touch it at 18. They don't want to touch it at 17. And it's just the mindset. The very people that are putting out the FUD, Chase Bank, the very people that are buying that are loading up on crypto and positioning themselves to get crypto, Chase Bank, and the CEO that's saying that it's a scam, it's a Ponzi scam, the CEO of Chase Bank. These are the ones that put the FUD out because they want to push the price down.
Even Warren Buffett's got
Yeah.
exposure to crypto. In the bank that he bought, it was basically a crypto-focused bank. So even he has exposure to crypto. So the smart money is not sleeping on crypto, and neither should you. But if you're older and closer to retirement, or you're closer to winding down your investment years, then no, you shouldn't be 100% into crypto. Okay, but I'm going to take a quick station break, but then I'm going to tell you about a breaking crypto news story that I think you're going to find very interesting. I just want to ask you guys, I thank you all for already hitting the like. If you want to be part of a community of people investing and trading, and you don't want to do this alone in 2023, then you hit that subscribe and the all notifications YouTube bell.
Yes. And it's important that you guys watch every single video. He is dropping gems on every single video. So if you miss one, if he say, hey, we're buying here, and then you buy, and then he says, I'm going to sell here, but you miss the one that he says we're going to sell here, then you're going to miss out, right?
Well, on that note, Larry, it's a perfect introduction to the next part. Hey, if you don't have Moomoo or Webull, there are links in the description of the video and a link in the top pinned comment. Both of these exchanges, you can have an investment and a trade exchange.
Yes.
And each of them are giving you a pile of stocks right now. Moomoo's giving you 15 free stock and a chance at winning 60,000. But more important is there's a chat group over on Moomoo with a nice community. We've got a great big chat group, and I mean, it was on fire yesterday.
Making money,
of text.
like making money.
People are making money. But
it's really a Discord.
Yeah,
it's
it is
really
like a Discord,
free Discord.
Yeah, but I'll tell you this: one of my favorite folks in there, her name is Sherry.
Okay,
and
I know Sherry.
Yeah,
she's on both of our pages.
Yeah, she's documenting and listing all the calls that have been made, and has regularly reposted them, which I've enjoyed because I don't know all the calls that I've made in each video. And
Sherry, you're hired.
Sherry is hired. Thank you, Sherry, for that. You are awesome. I appreciate that. Okay, let's talk about some money that was found. Okay. The breaking news last night. They have found. You're not going to believe this, Larry. They have found $5 billion.
Hold on a minute.
Over at FTX.
No, do that again.
They have found $5 billion over at FTX.
What?
Now listen, I've got a conspiracy theory that I'm going to unload for you guys today.
Sam always said it was there.
Yeah.
In the midst of his web of lies, he said there was money there.
Well, here's what I think happened, and I could be wrong. This is a pure conspiracy theory, man.
Right.
When you donate billions of dollars to politicians, if you ever come up short, they'll find that money for you.
Yep.
So I think that the American people both invested their money in FTX and somehow they magically might it got I think that they have a sponsor. FTX has a sponsor.
Now just think about this, good people. If you're sitting on your couch and a quarter rolls out of your pocket, you tearing that couch up to find your quarter. How in the HE double hockey stick you just find how much?
$5 billion.
Okay.
$5 billion. Nobody, I mean, everybody had already done an audit, but I'm just going to make a prediction. This is another, Larry makes predictions. I'm going to make a prediction today. Listen, folks, Sam Bankman-Fried isn't going to jail. When you donate billions of dollars and millions of dollars to politicians, you don't end up in jail. He might have some. He might have an ankle bracelet in his future. But man, when that money popped up today, and then the news went wild with it, and you know what? I'm happy. I'm happy for any of you that had some money over at FTX because I thought, you know what? When that happened, I said, bail the people out. I'm sick and tired of the banks getting bailed out while the working class guys trying to invest and take care because they don't want to. You guys don't want to.
Can I say something?
Hit it,
on
man.
That?
Hit it. Come on.
I believe that Sam Bankman-Fried is literally just trying to stay alive. Literally. He kept saying, remember when I kept reporting, I said, Sam keeps saying, even after he was arrested, that people's deposits or their withdrawals still could be, he said, it's still there.
We're working on it.
He said it's still there. He kept saying that. And I was like, why isn't anybody talking about that? That this man is incarcerated and still saying, I don't understand why people's transactions can't steal the process. This is my conspiracy. He's trying to stay alive because he's got politicians, right? And he's trying to say something without saying something. He's just trying to be, you know, we all know these guys they wake up one morning dead in jail.
Well, I was about to say that, Larry.
Yeah,
there's a growing list of Bitcoin billionaires that have unalived themselves in the last year. So I think he's trying to avoid that list.
Can I say this, man? We celebrate cultures. White people, y'all got these same uncoupling, unalive. We call it dead. Yeah. So, and I pray to God that it doesn't happen.
I don't wish harm on nobody.
Bernie Madoff, you know, all these guys.
They had to put Bernie in prison to keep him alive.
And they off themselves in prison. You know, they fall up the stairs or they fall onto a security guard's beating stick. You know, all of these things happen. But I truly, truly, in my heart of hearts, believe that that's what's going on. Because
I think that's a valid point.
And then $5 billion just show up.
Yeah. Let me drive this point home. I think that I agree with that, your observation. Mm-hmm. And I also think it's amazing that money was found. But let's forget about this. There's two good news points for you guys. One, it's good for the people that had money locked up in FTX.
Yes.
And it's good for all of us in crypto because $5 billion coming back into this space brings a lot of stability. And so I think that it might further make the case that the bottom is behind us. The worst of the worst is behind us. Let's just see how it goes one day at a time. Did you have any closing remarks, Larry?
No. You. This was great. I agree with everything.
We did some gems. I think a great video for you guys, a live that Larry and I did this morning. Don't miss it. I'm going to leave it at the end of this video for you guys to jump over there and see it if you hadn't seen it. But otherwise, the markets, we're gonna keep our eye on them, and things are moving. Don't be surprised if we sell off at the end of the day or run up. I think it's going to take some time for the markets to process this big move. But as always, my friends, peace and blessings.
Peace. Live, love, laugh, and learn.
Bye-bye.
Bye.